Guys, it actually happens. It actually happens. Bronny James has been drafted number 55 in the second round of this year's NBA draft to the Los Angeles Lakers. We have, for the first time in NBA history, a father-son duo that will be playing on the same floor together. Right into it, guys. Say what you want about this. I've heard a lot of negative things about this, saying that, LeBron manipulated this. Bronny James really isn't that good. He shouldn't be drafted. He should have gone back to school. I'm on the record saying that I was worried about the kid going to the NBA too soon. I thought he should have went back to college. I wasn't sure this would work out, but you know what? It's worked out for him. He's getting drafted to play with his dad. He's going to one of the greatest franchises, not the greatest franchise in the history of the NBA. That's where he gets to spend his rookie year. I think it's awesome. We should be cheering for this. We should be celebrating it. Why should we? LeBron James is doing exactly what any father in his position, his unique, rare position, should do. Think about this for a second. If you're a dad and you somehow are in the NBA, you have that kind of power, that kind of cachet and juice, or whatever you want to call it, and you got a chance to put your son on to the Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA, not only get in the NBA, but play for the Lakers. You got that kind of power and the ability to make something like that happen for your son. Wouldn't you want to do the same thing? Wouldn't you want to put your son on? I understand that he doesn't have the experience or look the part, so to speak, because his stats didn't impress anybody in college. He played for USC, a team that plays in a relatively weak conference at the time in the Pac-12, and didn't finish that well as a team. And nothing about him really stood out and said, "Hey, we should definitely draft that guy." This was definitely manipulated by LeBron. Let's call it what it is. My thing is, LeBron's doing exactly what he should do. He's doing exactly what any father in that situation would do. Oh, we got a chance to draft my son? Let's do it. Why not? Why not? And my thing with Bronny is that, look, this kid was a five-star recruit coming out of high school going into college. It's not like this guy was barely scraping the surface of making it as a Division I player. This is a five-star recruit, McDonald's All-American. This kid can play. I have no doubt about that. The early reads on him in the combine when he showed up was super athletic, one of the best athletes at the combine for sure. He's a very good defender, and he is capable of knocking down threes. He's capable of being a 3-and-D guy, which is valuable in the NBA, especially today. You want guys that are very good at both ends of the floor. You want them to be a spot-up three-point shooter in the corner, knock down some corner threes, the occasional elbow three, top of the line three, but you also want them to defend. If you can defend in the NBA, you got a chance to make a roster spot. Now the real work is going to begin. The door's been open. LeBron James opened that door for his son. Now his son has to go ahead and do the work. It's going to get a lot harder now because now the summer league is going to be here. All eyes are going to be on Bronny and the Lakers summer league team. How's he going to produce? What's it going to look like? People wonder what it's going to look like for him being in the locker room with his dad and all this stuff going on. My thing for Bronny, I'm happy for him that he is getting drafted to the Lakers because now he's starting his NBA journey with a young, hungry coach in J.J. Redick, who is also out to prove himself as well. So you got a head coach that's hungry out to prove himself, and you got a kid in Bronny James who obviously sees all the stuff that's being tweeted about him, written about him, that he's only here because LeBron is there. He's not gonna last long. Once LeBron retires, he's gonna be out of the league. All that stuff. You know he sees all of that. But from my standpoint, I'm a person that's definitely cheering for this kid. I want this to work out. I want him to have a very long and prosperous career. I want to reiterate that. But my thing is, we got to take a moment and understand, like, we're about to see something that we may not ever see again in the NBA. Or rarely, or very, very rarely will we see it in sports ever again. The last time we saw something like this was Ken Griffey Sr. playing with his son, Ken Griffey Jr. in Major League Baseball way back in 1990 and 1991. So that goes to show you how once in a blue moon something like this occurs. So guys, we need to stop trashing Bronny James and stop trashing LeBron James for doing exactly what any father would do in that situation, and enjoy the fact that we're about to see something crazy that we just never seen in the NBA before. We're going to see LeBron James out there in his 22nd NBA season, which is ridiculous on its own. But now we're about to see his son check in. Likely he'll come out the bench and check in. And I can already see it. It's going to be a crazy standing ovation. And we're going to get a look at his son joining him on the basketball court as LeBron approaches 40 years of age. So for me, this is awesome. So all the talk about nepotism and all that, I kept hearing the word nepotism for the past couple of days when this was being talked about. Well, there's nepotism everywhere that we see and have examples of all the time. We see it in corporate America. We see it with most companies, CEOs putting their family on. There are sons, grandsons who are being put on to be owners of an NFL team, GMs, VPs. We see a lot of that going on where families are putting on their family members, their sons, their grandsons, and so on and so forth. There's not a lot of talk being said about that. So why are we so up in arms and attacking LeBron James in a way and attacking his son Brian James for doing exactly what we've seen forever? That's the part that I don't get. We need to stop with that and just start celebrating the fact that this is awesome. This is a black father that has reached unprecedented heights, and now all he wants to do is put his son on and give him a good opportunity to live out his NBA dream and put him in a great situation. This is a good situation for Bronny to start in. Like I said, this is the Lakers. It's an awesome start to anybody's career. And you get to play with your dad, and you got a young, hungry, very, very smart basketball mind in JJ Redick starting his first year in any NBA team to go out and prove that he belongs as well. So you already got that in common with your head coach. To me, that's a good combination, and that's something that you can definitely build off of. How it's going to look when the regular season gets started, I have no idea. I can see Brian James getting bumped down to the G League to keep himself fresh, to keep himself, give him reps so that he's ready to come up when he's being called up. I can see that happening. We see that happen with first-round picks all the time. We saw it with Max Christie last year with the Lakers. So it's not unprecedented that could happen. But I have no idea what it's going to look like, but I know that I'm going to be cheering for Bronny because I want this kid to succeed, not only because he's playing for my favorite team, but because it's amazing what we're about to see come next season in the NBA.